The people that are successful in 2025 and into the future are going to be those who are authentically using their voice and their design. Those who are going to stay in the strategy, this is how you have to do it, this is the hook you got to use, this is the way you got to say it, you got to follow this formula, they are not going to be successful. People are seeing through it. There's a huge trust recession. Most amazing thing that I've noticed recently is that more people are waking up to this, that she did it this way, that's not how I'm going to be successful. And it's really, really cool to see that more people are being authentic past just showing up with no makeup and their hair all messed. Like, that's what we used to think authentic was. And it's not. Authentic is using your voice the way you're meant to.
Hello and welcome to Awakened Entrepreneur Revolution. In this podcast, you will discover how to co-create success in your business by aligning mind, body, and soul. Tune in each week to hear unconventional ways to build your business by focusing on sales and marketing energetics, mixing the woo and the do to enroll more clients, transform more lives, and create the ripple effect you know you are here to make. Join me, Jana Niksa, the Authentic Sales Coach, and a special guest each week as I discover how they co-created their multi-6 and 7-figure businesses by taking inspired action and cultivating success from the inside out. Let's transcend the traditional together to massively up-level your business and to live your purpose on purpose. Welcome back to Awaken Entrepreneur Revolution. And today's guest is probably one of my most favorite topics on the planet as it relates to not just your business, but also personally. And that is human design. So Stefanie Carlstedt is a human design business coach and alignment mentor, helping entrepreneurs build businesses rooted in authenticity and energetic alignment. After burning out in her first 6-figure business, she discovered human design and learned how to create success that feels good. So important. Steph now blends soulful insight with strategic guidance to help business owners stop forcing and start flowing and finally build the business that they were designed for. Please welcome Stefanie.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited for this conversation. It's going to be fun.
Me too. And reading that bio, it's just like music to my ears. And I know my listeners' ears too.
Yeah.
Because we're all over here to learn, okay, yes, there's certain things. Like I even say in the sales world, you kind of have to understand some of the rules so you can break them. Right. Otherwise, we're just flying blind. You know what I mean? So it's forever and always been with me, this striking the balance between, in your case, the energy and the human design and the alignment. And then also, because I work with some beautiful soul-led entrepreneurs, healers, and they're full blown in the 5D. And I'm like, ladies, let's come back into reality. We got to ground that in. And so I would love to hear, you said you burn out in your first business and I would love to hear more about that story.
Yeah, for sure. So I have always been someone who didn't feel like I fit the normal path, the normal society's trajectory, whatnot, whatever you call it. But I still followed it. I got the undergrad, I got the graduate degree, I got the perfect job. And I immediately felt like I was shrinking. I felt like I don't fit here. Something was telling me 13 years ago, I did not fit there. And I don't know why, but I listened to it. My dad was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's, and it flipped a switch on me that I don't have time to sit here and feel misaligned. And so I jumped into the entrepreneurial space 13 years ago, built a big business over the next 10 years. And I did it again. I had fallen into the trap of following the normal trajectory, the strategies, the funnels, the hooks on social media, what the gurus are saying that you have to do. And I slowly died inside that business, is what I say. And it wasn't until I lost my dad where I really understood that I had built something that was so misaligned to me, and it was time to completely let it go. And I really dove into trying to understand why I'm here. I knew there had to be more than just the daily grind, the daily getting up. I have 4 kids. I love them. I love being a mom, but gosh, what else am I supposed to do here? And I just felt that calling. And so my sister-in-law texted me one day and she said, you need to check out your human design. And I had chalked it up to it being like the Enneagram or Strengths Finders and those personality tests. So I was hesitant, but I sat down on my couch and I read about my energy type and my profile. And it was the first time that I felt okay being me. And it was the first time I understood why I never felt like I quite fit into the normal trajectory. And it was just like coming home to myself. And I help people come home to themselves before the world told them who to be. And so it's became my mission to really reach back out to the entrepreneurial community and say, no, this is actually how you can build. And moving forward into this new era we're in, it has to be the way we build. And so that's kind of how I got started. And I've built this business 100% on my human design. And I love every single minute of it. Sure, there's things that we have to do in our business every day that maybe we don't want to do all the time. But if you find a way to do it in alignment, it feels really good. Yeah.
I love that you said that last thing too, because as we were talking before the show, I work with a lot of even human design coaches, right? And healers, people in that more spiritual space. And I think I felt this too earlier on in my spiritual journey, which is like, well, if I'm in alignment, then it's all rainbows and sunshine.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a big misconception. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I think in hearing your story, and I think with my design and the way that it is a constant practice. So I'd love to hear how you balance those two things, or what does that look like for you to do the thing, to be in alignment, but to also not hide behind alignment.
Yeah, for sure. I think you hear it a lot. People say, well, I'm this type, so I can't do this. And human design, really, when you understand it and how to use it in your life and your business, you realize that it's not here to put you in a box. It's here to shed the light on the box that you put yourself in. And so that's one thing that I help people do, is I help you really understand your design in a different way, right? So for instance, I have lots of clients who come to me and they don't love social media, but marketing has to happen, right? You have to show up in a way. And so when I teach them how their voice is meant to be heard, when I teach them how their profile says that on the stage of life, how people see you, I've had my clients message me and say, I actually love social media now. Not that they have to be on it all the time, but if you're posting once a day in the right way that your human design says to, you end up loving it. I was actually about a year ago about to break up with social media. Like, I am done with you. I can't handle it anymore. And when I started learning that piece of my human design and, through my certification, all the things, I learned that I'm just doing it wrong. I'm still following the gurus, the way that I was always told to show up in my business. So I think that's the biggest piece is first helping them see that there are pieces of your business that do still have to happen, but we just need to find it, doing it in a way that is designed for you, doing it in a way that is in alignment with how you're made up.
It's such a constant. I was actually just talking to my team and, I'm starting to do Facebook ads, right? And it's just that constant, like, well, you got to do, be real clear on the thing. And it's like, but I don't feel like I'm in competition with like a Jeremy Miner, who's like a big time sales coach. You know what I mean? And it's like, how do you show up authentically as you, but then also in that clarity? So for anybody out there that's feeling that, like, I still feel it at my level. Like, I feel it now more than I have in a long time with ads, because I got real comfy in my organic marketing space, and now it's like cold traffic. You got to get even more succinct and clear and by the book. And it's like, oh, and so how do you help your clients know where the line is? Because, one of the rules that I've kind of learned, especially in the sales space, and is at least understanding the rules before you can break them. Like you mentioned, hooks. There's a reason that they work, right? There's a reason that it's effective. And so it's like, how do you navigate that balance between what works and what's effective and making it your own.
Yeah. So one thing that I have noticed and I help people see and understand is that when you have, for instance, going back to the hooks, when you have a specific hook that is told to you or that you're supposed to use, when it doesn't feel aligned, it doesn't feel good, it feels sticky to you, you will not call in the people that are meant to work with you. So one thing too is maybe the hook works, but you're going to call in a lot of people that you don't want to work with. And I think that has been a huge eye opener for me. And like I mentioned, I alluded to the new era that we're in. And the people that are successful in 2025 and into the future are going to be those who are authentically using their voice and their design. And those who are going to stay in the strategy, this is how you have to do it, this is the hook you got to use, this is the way you got to say it, you got to follow this formula, they are not going to be successful. People are seeing through it. There's a huge trust recession. People are seeing through the inauthenticity, whether you know it or not. And when you follow a specific formula, that's slowly killing your true self. And so that's kind of how I help them. So for instance, I have the spontaneous speaker gate activated. It's actually one of my core 4s in my life's purpose. So I use it to speak a lot. Like I'm not meant to write scripts. I am meant to just speak. So videos are super important for me. Voice memos to all my clients are important for me, more so than other people. And so understanding how you are meant to do that. So for instance, for an ad, I would get on and I would just talk to the camera, and just knowing that piece of your design is huge, like how your voice is meant to be heard. And you have something in your design called your Vibe of Tribe, and writing your captions, writing your ad copy to that person is game changing, and it will align you with everybody that needs to see your message.
Oh my gosh, that's so incredible, because I believe that human design is sort of that missing link.
Yeah.
I definitely have noticed it in my business, between like the formula and what works and then what's going to work for you. Because the truth is we still have to get people's attention. Mm-hmm. Like I couldn't get on there and my hook be, hey guys, yeah. So today, you know what I mean? Like there's still that like piece to it, but if it's, what I always talk about is the marriage of the woo and the do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that bridge is human design, because
because when you know your human design, the hooks make sense. Like the hooks make sense to your people. So it's very interesting because, for instance, if you have a line 1 Vibe of Tribe, your people need to know every single piece of everything you do, testimonials, FAQs, before they're going to invest. Some people just need to know there's a community to be a part of, that you've got them, that you are here to guide them. So it's very different. So yes, hooks are needed. You can't just get on and say, hi, good morning. When people say that,
for more people to show up.
No. You have to hit your Vibe of Tribe right in the first sentence, and so that's where it marries the two. The human design does bring them together for sure.
I just find it to be, because it really is. Like, I think one of the things that certainly slows me down over the years is I do understand, especially with my design, I can see the black. I've always in my meditations I've been shown like I'm kind of that bridge, right? Like I get it. I can see how that works. I can almost buy into it. And I have this whole other side of like, no, it's so much bigger. It's that thing I think I was telling you before about, I'm not just a sales coach.
Yes.
It's so much more. Like it's this energy piece, and it's the alignment, and it's the non-attachment. And there's just so much more to it. But it's not, guess what? There's not, it's like, do you have an app for that? No, there's no hook for that. You know what I'm saying? Like ChatGPT is probably not going to be able to capture that for me.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because with ChatGPT, I do have trained bots that are trained in human design. And so they, for instance, know my clients inside and out as far as their human design, their dream client, every single piece of their business. So it does really do a really good job of helping. I always say it's not the end all be all, but which you can definitely tell these days when people write captions with ChatGPT. I'm like, oh gosh. So it's one of those things where it is a very good starter and then just kind of tweaking. But yeah,
Yes.
it definitely, if you're just a side tangent, if you're using ChatGPT, my advice is to turn off the internet and train it on you and who you truly are and what you're here to do and your human design. And that's when things will actually come out the way they're supposed to.
It's so true. I worked with somebody to train mine early on, and that was the first information we put in, right? It was like astrology, human design, like all those pieces were first.
Yeah.
And I think we did Enneagram, like we did all these different ones so that it wasn't just a one size fits all kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But even now, like I still feel like it points, but I still have to continue to solidify it on my own, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even like going over this weekend and working through like just capturing this bigger vision, it was like, oh, that's I liked how they said that. But then it's like me making it my own, but it's a much more, it's almost like a co-creation is probably what I would say.
Right. Yeah. Right. And another thing too, is that one thing I found with the clients that are my people, that really just can take this on, like human design, they trust it, they infuse it into their business. I use their words a lot in copy, and specific things, what they're struggling with. So the people that I want to work with are also struggling with that. So I think that's just a random tip to keep that in your back pocket, because, you mentioned that it's the bridge between the two. And I had a client message me on Friday and she said, this is the secret sauce. And she's had lots of other coaches and she said, this is it. This is the secret sauce. So yeah.
Well, you're definitely lighting me up. For years and years, I've been getting those intuitive hits around like incorporating more of it into my sales coaching. Because it's about frequency, it's about energetics, but I think adding that extra layer, even though I actually have somebody in my program that does a lot of that, but she keeps sending me books and things to read because,
awesome.
I think as coaches, like we're always trying to, how much higher can I serve them? Like how much more can I give them? Not from a place of not enoughness, but from a place of like, as you up level, it helps them up level.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
So let's see. What have you found to be the most shocking thing working with clients in human design?
Just the amount of almost dis-ease that they have in their business when they start working with me because of, I was so entrenched in my first business in the following the trends, just doing the cookie cutter thing. And the amount of people who have just gotten sucked into that and who keep getting sucked into that while they're working with me. It's just mind-boggling how many people don't see their potential within themselves. I think that was the biggest thing for me. And that's one of my missions, is to really help people see that they have all the potential they need within themselves. And it's when we go external from ourselves, that's when we lose our way. And we each have a decision-making process in our human design, which is called our strategy or our authority. And when people learn that, I think that's game-changing. But for me, it's just a most amazing thing that I've noticed recently is that more people are waking up to this, that she did it this way. That's not how I'm going to be successful. And it's really, really cool to see that more people are being authentic past just showing up with no makeup and their hair all messed. Like that's what we used to think authentic was. And it's not. Authentic is using your voice the way you're meant to. It's, your energy. It's showing up in the way you're designed to. It's really bypassing using your authority and not going external for ideas and opinions. So I don't know if that answered your question. That was kind of a
but
lot.
I love that. I love that you said that about the authenticity, because it's kind of like self-care. People used to think self-care was like getting your nails done, right? And it's the same with authenticity. It's not about like showing up without makeup necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be part of
Right.
your whole thing, like, but it's more about being who you truly came here to be. And not being afraid. One of the things I think, especially as a sales coach, that I have to work with people on right off the bat is really like detaching isn't even the right word, but divorcing themselves from the opinions of others, because that will just keep you small.
Yeah. So it's interesting because you have hidden fears in your chart. And that's one of the first things I take my clients through is their fears that are hidden. One of them is that fear of being judged. And we think fear is always like fear of failure, fear of being judged. But there's so much more. Some people have fear of the past repeating itself. Some people cannot get further into their business and life because they fear the future. Some people are fearful of success. So once you look at those fears in your design, and really understand they're there and they're running back here when you don't even know it, that's when they start to dissipate and go away, because you're like, no, this isn't real. This is just a fear that I'm living in the shadow of, a part of my design. And there's always a gift to every part of your design. So when you overcome that, it's really, really cool to see them just step over the fear versus just trying to say the affirmations and say the mantras and stuff like that. Those are amazing. But if you keep knocking up against this fear that you don't even know is back here, nothing's gonna work.
Yeah. What do you think about people doing the shadow work forever and ever? So one other side of the fears is I'm all for like, and maybe this is just my design, but I'm all for like, yes, like get in there, like do the inner work, however like modality you want to do, but then it's what you do with that that's going to like make the new timeline, so to speak, right? Yeah. And I find some people, especially in the more new age space, just fall into this like, I have to heal completely before I can do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why that's why it's the first thing that I do with them, is because I want them to see the fear, look at it, know it's there, and then we're going to step over it. I believe
over.
Yeah. I believe everybody needs a coach. I will always have a coach. I think everybody needs a coach. So it's not just you trying to step over the fear. It's having someone else help you step over it and help you maybe identify where it could be showing up again. Right. You think that it's gone, or you think you've gotten through it, but it can creep in again. So I think it is, I lead with that, is we're not staying here. We're looking at it. So we know it's here, but then here's the gift side, and this is where we're going to get to.
Yes. I love that, because I find, especially my projectors, it's like this peeling back of an onion. And it's like, listen, now you know what it is. It's what you do with it. It's that choice point, that we're constantly. I actually just did it with my daughter this morning. She hits the snooze button all the time.
Yeah.
And I keep, we've had all sorts of different conversations about it. And I by no means have been perfect about it. But today I was like, you understand that in life, this is me at 6 a.m. while she's sleeping on her bed. Poor thing. She's 13. Welcome to
I have a 13-year-old
me
too.
as a mom. And I was like, understand that every time you continue to make a promise to yourself and you decide that this is what you want to choose, and then you choose the old way, that you're reinforcing the old pattern, and you're breaking trust. You're breaking that contract. It feels so silly thinking about the whole thing that I did now, but it's true. do. It's so
Yeah.
important that not perfectly, it's progress, not perfection. It's a practice, not a perfect,
Mhm.
but that you continue to bring awareness to those choice points and choose with your soul and with your power and not back into the old behavior.
Yeah, and one thing that I've also realized is that the more you understand your design, not just your energy type, your profile, the high level stuff, but the deep, deep stuff. The more you understand that, like your past focus, your future focus, you become so okay with being you, the fears almost go away on their own. That makes sense. So for
Mm.
instance,
Yeah, I was
let me
going to
give you an
say
example.
example, please.
I have the fear of being judged because I worry that my ideas won't be looked at as good or okay or whatever it might be. And when I realized that I hold the keys, I hold the actual incarnation cross, the actual core four of the new era, and that I'm meant to lead this. I'm meant to lead this new era change from the systems, from the what was created that we needed, but they're all collapsing, right? I meant to lead this, go first. For instance, in the sauna, I used my spontaneous speaker gate today and someone was asking about something. I was like, oh, that has to do with the new era. I probably was being judged in the sauna, but because I know what I'm literally here to do and how I'm meant to speak, I don't really care. But I used to be the other person where I would delete posts because I was worried I would offend somebody. I would second guess every single business decision. But the more you get to know your design and what you're here to do and how you're meant to move, like they just go away on their own.
Yeah, it's like your own soul gave you permission.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that core four speaks to me. I'm very curious about that because I feel that. I mean, I think that's why I created a podcast like this, right? Is to help usher in this new energy, which brings me to something else I wanted to run by you. And that is this kind of part of a big value in the sales space that I teach my entrepreneurs, predominantly women, is it's this human connection. Don't hide behind social media. Really find ways to connect with your people. And maybe this is just wishful thinking as a mom, but I feel like that pendulum is starting to swing.
Mhm.
I just heard this, which was really promising, that a lot of the kids are obsessed with Y2K. I don't know. Anyway, they just had this massive party somewhere that somebody threw, and none of them brought their phones. You know what I mean? They
cool.
all
Yeah.
got to be there that. They were not allowed in. And it was super popular. And then you hear about these influencers that are like, you know what? I keep doing this because it's like my migration. It's like,
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah,
What do you
for
think
sure.
about that?
Yep. And that's part of the new era that's actually starting to form. And if you read it's so fascinating. I mean, I could talk about it forever, but we are getting back to this. We had to go through some not good stuff, right, as a collective. And we're still going to go through some not good stuff as a collective. But coming from a place of knowing that we have to go through that to shed the layers that we have to shed in order to get where we're meant to be, which is, again, the new era will fully be in alignment in 2027.
Ooh,
And
I didn't know that was the date. I hear 2030. I've heard, you know what I mean? You hear all these different times. So that's good to know.
Yeah. And so we are just feeling it right now. Essentially the earth is shaking underneath us, and it's really shaking us awake to there's so much more within our human body. That's just a body. We are a soul and all the things. And so it's very, it's interesting you said that, because I had sent a reel to my daughter. She's 18. And it was about, there's this page on social media. It's all about the 90s kids and how we didn't have phones. We went door to door and we rode our bikes all day. And her response was lucky. And I said, why? And she said, because you didn't have phones. And so that broke. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I kind of want to cry. I'm not going to lie.
I know. No, I know. It makes me through. it makes me tear up because the thing is they know that it's going on. They're just trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
And the new generation being born right now is going to come in knowing more about what they're actually here to do. They're not going to forget as much as we have, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. I mean, this I could talk about. We may have to have a whole nother
I know.
because, I've been feeling it for, I don't know, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the last few years, it's like we're right there. It's like we're in the waiting room. And
they call it we're birthing a new,
which is why it's going to get ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like birth, God love it, is not it's beautiful. Yes, of course. But also physically, it's not.
Yeah. Right. And when you stay in your business and life, when you stay in the realization and understanding of the hard stuff that's coming is for it's because we're shedding what has to be shed. Mm-hmm. It helps you stay in that high frequency, that high alignment.
For sure. I mean, I've never really talked about this, but even when COVID started, I remember feeling like, okay, I remember walking in my neighborhood and I'm like, and so it begins. Mm-hmm. And that was sort of my response. And I don't mean that as being insensitive. It's not that things didn't happen. And I know that people lost loved ones and it's not, but I also saw that higher timeline of like where we're headed. And we have to go through this shedding and destruction and even destroying in order to really rise to that other place. Another question on this. Do you feel like there's going to be 2 different Earths?
No, I don't. I feel like there's going to be, 2027, like I mentioned, is going to be really when everybody is aware of what's actually going on. Like this is, then you heard 2030 also. 2030 is going to be when everybody has jumped on board essentially.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. The collective, right? And the people that are going to stay in the fear, the systems, the
AI,
that type of stuff, they're just going to kind of be left behind. Like they're not going to find that fulfillment because they haven't went within. If it's just, it is the era of the new individual or the individual. And in order to move the collective forward, in order to move ourselves forward, we have to go internal, and the other stuff can no longer survive. That's why so many people don't watch the news anymore. That's why so many people don't ask opinions anymore.
Yes.
It's just,
Hollywood, like all of it is just, the pharmaceutical industry, like it's all
collapsing. It's all collapsing. And that's why I said business ownership, entrepreneurship, and being authentic to your design in your business is the only way to have success in the future. I mean, people are struggling in business that are copying other people's strategies and following the trends that worked 10 years ago.
Yeah.
People need connection. For instance, people need connection. One thing I've noticed is that the more I can get in front of actual people and they can hear my voice, the more the clients come. It's changed. Yeah.
And I'm just so glad. It just feels so validating, because when I came into this space, I'd already I woke up in 2014, like fully, so I'd done a ton of like the inner work and all the things when I came into this space. So the idea of like copying, or I remember some of my coaching friends would be like, they just stole my posts. Like, it was like, you may as well say that they kidnapped my child, like cancel. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it just felt so foreign to me. Like, and so now it's really like all about, it just feels good. That's all I'm saying, you guys, is it just feels good to know that I'm not crazy. All of the things that I've been feeling and teaching, I love for my clients to go and study their market so that they kind of know like the lay of the land and like what's there. And but not from a competition standpoint. You know what I mean? From
Mm-hmm.
like, where do I go? Where am I in this?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you know what I'm saying? And so it's just so freeing to see where we're headed, and that the deeper inner work is the key.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
So, gosh, I feel like, all right. So a question I often ask my guests as we're wrapping up here is, what would you tell that version of you, maybe the one that was hustling like crazy, or even an earlier version of you, right? Like, what would you tell her now? What would be the number one thing you would tell her?
That nobody knows you but you. Nobody knows your path but you. And to listen to that voice that is telling you this isn't it. Because I had that voice when I was in high school. I had that voice when I was in college. I had that voice when I was in grad school. But I did it because my parents said it was the next step. Everybody else was doing it around me. And then I did it in business, my first business. And so I think it's just gaining that trust within yourself is the most important thing. And the way to move forward in life is knowing that we each have a specific piece of the puzzle to humanity. And when we aren't listening to ourselves and our design, then we aren't fulfilling that piece.
Oh, yes, it's so true. I love to speak in like analogies and metaphors. And like, if we're all a mosaic and your job is to be the blue part of the eye.
Yeah.
And you're being red.
Right.
Instead of blue. And this has nothing to do with political, so don't get it twisted. You're going to mess up the whole thing. No pressure. But I'm just saying, like, don't do that.
Yeah. The people that are supposed to find you won't be able to find you. That's why I always say that people are waiting for you. There's people out there that need your help, that need your message. But until you learn how to speak in the way you're meant to, market in the way you're meant to, have your convictions that are only yours, they can't find you with all the noise. It's just so noisy.
Oh, it's so true. I absolutely love this. And I would love to continue the conversation around the new earth and where we're headed.
Mm-hmm.
I think so many people, maybe some of you listening, this is like brand new. I know we've alluded to it plenty of times in the past, but maybe you're listening and you want to know more. Like, let me know in the comments, because to me, this is, you see a lot of spiritual teachers talking about it, but I think through the lens of business would be super helpful.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of the spiritual play, no judgment, it's not about that, but it certainly had me all twisted up for years. It's like, so who's building the funnel then? Like, if I'm going to go sit on my pillow and like be, you know what I mean? And so I finally got the whole like be, do, have, kind of thing sorted out, but it took some time, and a lot of frustration, and I still feel the pull and the dance.
You have a line 3 in your profile, so you are actually meant to trial and error more than most people, which I also have a line 3 in my profile, and in my Chiron, which is 50s, when I turn 50, is 3-5 also. So I'm meant to trial and error even more. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot what my Chiron is, but yeah, when anybody talks about that, for some reason, if I feel a little bit of fear around it, which I don't want to, but that's just my truth. I'm like,
yeah,
what is it going to do?
Yeah. Well, so your natal chart, the one you were born, never changes. It's just like an added on something that you're supposed to learn here, something that you're supposed to gain wisdom in.
Yeah. Which if I'm following my own advice, it's all happening for you. Mm-hmm. So there's really nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
But, well, I know you brought our audience a gift, so I'd love to hear what that's all about.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. So I put together what I call the beginner bundle. It's free, but you get your chart, you get your 12-page PDF that explains your energy type and your profile. And then you get a 5-part audio series that helps you kind of look at that chart that you looks foreign, possibly if you don't know about human design, and take pieces of it and show you how it fits into your business. So all 3 of those are free. And I wanted to do that because so many times even to get your chart, you have to pay, even if it's $7. I just want people to start this process of understanding how this can change their life. So
I love that. And I will say, as somebody who's gotten my chart and things, sometimes you'll just get it with like very little anything else. It does. It may as well be in it. It is in a different language. And so the fact that you're offering some extra guidance around the massive gap that you just opened in the knowledge that they have about themselves is super helpful. So please get that. All of the information will be in the description, in the show notes. And Stefanie, thank you so very much for being here. It's been awesome. And thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time. So much for listening. And I have an amazing gift for you. If you're ready to hit those 10K, 20K, 50K months and beyond, I created a next level you meditation so that you can take action and embody your higher self each day to quantum leap your business. The traditional approach hasn't resonated with you because it is not meant for you. You've simply evolved past it. The energy is shifting. Old bro tactics and strategies are not working anymore. And you know there is a more aligned, more authentic, and far more impactful approach for you. Please listen up. Review this podcast. Screenshot the review and share it on social and tag me, the Authentic Sales Coach, on either Facebook or IG. And I will send you this special gift as a massive thank you.